everyone, Jeffrey here, Mike, welcome back to a new Phineas and Ferb episode review. And if you have any thoughts on, go and check it out. And we're back with the next 2 episodes of Season 5 of Phineas and Ferb. And we start with another really cool one. And it starts with Candace in the living room reading, and she sees some sort of witch, shadowy figure. And then, yeah, she's freaking out. And then it's actually, she's freaking out as well. And there's loads of them. But of course, it's just Phineas and Ferb and the others. Yeah, it's just the invention they made. And yeah, Perry just goes through this airport and then goes through this plane just to end up back at the house to get to the entrance to the lair. To Monogram and Carl, talking about Doofenshmirtz. And yeah, Candace grabbing her mom and driving her as well. And of course, the scarecrows are gone, as usual. And yeah, Doofenshmirtz welcomes Perry and even making him big, very huge with this Inator. And yeah, he is taller than anything, and even seeing Phineas and Ferb, and oh no, his identity. But no, it wasn't real. Yeah, we see that it wasn't real, because Doofenshmirtz pauses the screen. Apparently, it's an Inator that makes you see people's dreams. Like, when I first saw this, I was like, oh no, they found out his identity. But no, it wasn't real. So his identity is still safe. It really tricked me there. It really got me there. But yeah, he produces, he shows off his Inator. And yeah, Vanessa coming in saying about her weird dream. And even zapping her as well. His own daughter. And we see that she was just driving and saying Ducky Momo. Yeah, just seeing Ducky Momo in the car, but of course it wasn't there. And then on the road, and then on top of her, and then just surrounding her too. And then we get this song, which is really cool. Well, we see these very weird, like Ducky Momos, but she uses a chainsaw to cut them up, and yeah. And while Doofenshmirtz and Perry are fighting, they blast different beams from the Inator, and one of them, or two of them, hit Baljeet and Buford. And yeah, we see their dreams, which apparently Buford comes into the backyard and sees Baljeet is just a brain. And yeah, they're having to hold down the gate. And then they try to use some TV to stop the brain, and then throw some juice at it to brain freeze it. And then, yeah, it goes into the electric outlet to get charged up and calls them to all turn into brains too and grab Buford before he can escape. And yeah, Perry and Candace too. One of them hits Candace, and we see that she's riding on this horse with a human mouth, and she's getting chased by the storm. And of course, Jeremy is having to go. He's a dragon in this dream, having to go to his slushy dog job. And finding Phineas and Ferb, and of course going to put a stop to them, which when she calls mom, their mom, this mouth opens and she gets eaten, and we see their mom. And then, yeah, then Ferb gets hit with the ray, and we see this dream of him just diving into the water and kicking his own head, and yeah, this is a very weird dream, I would say. And then Isabella gets hit with the ray. And we see at the Fireside Girls Lodge, and she gets a snack, which she sees the muffins that they were going to sell, but she eats one, and then they're all going out of control and attacking people. And then, yeah, they're having to go and eat the muffins. And one of the rays shoot again, like, yeah, we see the Inator misfires today. Like, dang, Norm is keeping track. And, yeah, Linda even gets hit. Phineas and Ferb and Candace's mom even gets hit. And we see this with her in the shower, and Candace is coming like, Mom, 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 Mom. And he's like, nope, nope, Yeah, Doofenshmirtz puts a stop to it. And then Doofenshmirtz even gets hit with the Inator. And we see that he gets a parking ticket, which he decides to take over and use these giant robots, and even having this cool hat, which Then the then we see lightning striking the building and hitting the projector, and yeah, all of the creatures from the dreams are coming to life. Yeah, all of the different things are coming to life that Perry is having to stop as well, which is very crazy, and even gets grabbed. But apparently, that wasn't. I guess that wasn't even real either, because he's just destroying the Inator, and he even tucks in Doofenshmirtz too before he leaves. Yeah, very crazy episode. Oh, and it also kind of has a jump scare too, with one of the. I do want to mention before we go to the next episode that it had a Ducky Momo just jumping in front of the screen. But yeah, very interesting episode. Then we go to the next one, and it's another cool one. And it starts with the gang just on these dandelions flying around, and Irving is wanting to present this blueprints of this flying unicycle, which, yeah, Baljeet is actually intrigued with. And Irving is wondering if Baljeet would actually help him with this prototype. And yeah, Perry ends up missing the chair, which it was Carl's fault. And of course, Monogram misses the chair too, because Carl rearranged the chairs. And of course, yeah, Perry is moving his chair and doing his whole I'm watching, keeping my eye on you kind of thing. And yeah, Candace just saying the boys and the others. And she's going to keep it casual, that she believes. She's going to keep it casual. And she's just going to even wear changing her clothes too to try to keep it casual today, saying that it seems like the whole universe is against her when it comes to the inventions. I mean, haven't we already been through that with the movie? But yeah, Perry then goes to Doofenshmirtz's place and sees all these planets, which, yeah, Doofenshmirtz is saying that his ex-wife as always says the world does not center around you. And yeah, he is going to change that with all these planets and causing all these different things to magnetize and turn into planets. And yeah, even having a song too, which is quite interesting as well. A quite really good song, I would definitely say. Well, Perry gets unstuck and gets hit. And yeah, Irving and Baljeet continuing to make the machine, Irving's device, and yeah, Candace is just keeping it casual again, which yeah, I kind of worry about Candace sometimes because yeah, it's like she's going to be breaking down. I would say trying to hold this in, and yeah, she's even writing in this card too. Like you could say something is wrong with Candace, and yeah, Linda is just rocking her head because listening to some music, and she's even wondering as well if Candace is all right. And yeah, like yeah, you might have to be concerned about Candace. I mean, do remember that whole episode? I can't remember what episode it was, but you know that whole line where she said, "I sometimes worry about you, Candace." Like, yeah, she is right about that. And yeah, Perry having to reach Doofenshmirtz as he is floating and trying to hit the self-destruct button. And apparently Irving, which this is pretty creepy, even Baljeet thinks, Irving actually has each of the blueprints from each of the things that Phineas and Ferb have built. And he even finds that creepy. And even having this blender, floating helicopter blender, which yeah, we that the boys built. And yeah, they use some of the parts to be able to make it so they can fly. And yeah, Candace is still just trying to wait for her mom and try not to lose it. And then Brent telling her mom to come in slowly. And again, even her mom is concerned. Her mom is showing concern. Like, yeah, Candace is just gonna break down. And even just trying not to get her to go into the backyard yet, sowing like the grass and yeah, they're literally behind, of course. And yeah, Candace definitely needs help. I'm just saying. Still trying to distract her mom. And Perry uses this pickaxe to break the planet and or to use to swing and to destroy the planets and do the self destruct. And Diffensmirch thanks Perry. And yeah, they all get off with the dandelions and Baljeet and Irving as well. get off of their device, which their invention gets destroyed as usual. And of course, Candace is just all breaking down, and her mom is like, just let it out. And Irving is like, but it's gone. And then he's actually happy about this, that his invention is gone, just like Phineas and Ferb's is. And he's going to go and work on his other invention. And yeah, he just goes through the fence. But yeah, really great, great episodes, though. I'd like to know what y'all think.